Okay, you guys, it is about, what time is it? 9:48, and I'm just coming back to the tractor. Just got done eating and kids are in bed, and I'm gonna plant tonight, and then Keith's gonna pick up in the morning. So we're gonna try to get this knocked out here tonight. This field, we got about 70 acres left in this field, so I'm gonna plant until I can't plant no more. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted, check in with you a couple times. So a little update. It is 11:33 right now. I've planted about 18 acres. Had an issue with number one row. Kept saying that there's an error coming up. I think the seed sensor's bad. There's corn coming out. I ended up unplugging it here in the monitor, so it's showing that on row one I got it shut off so it isn't beeping at me. We are planting about 29,000, almost 30,000 seeds per acre. It's silage corn. We could plant more than that, but on silage, you're almost better to go with a lower population because of the lignin content. You want a bigger round stalk and less of them. Or, yeah, you're better off with bigger stalks than a bunch of little ones. So, that's kind of what's going on. First day we started planting, GPS was not working in this tractor. And after you get spoiled with GPS and auto steer, it's really not fun planting without it. So, went through a double waterway actually. It's kind of coming together as a V. But it's not, so we got to use the markers. I'll open up the back window and show you out here when I turn around what's going on. Marker arm's going down. I know a lot of you probably know this, but for the people that don't, that's what's going on. That marker, so where the end of that marker is, that's where the center of the tractor has to be on the next round. So here's this waterway again. So when I go through the waterway, I got a switch right here, the seed switch. A lot of the newer high-tech planters are all automatic. But right now we don't have that luxury where when they actually go through a waterway or actually not so much a waterway, more double plant. Like if they already planted there, the planter, it automatically won't put any seeds down. We don't have that either, which would be really nice, especially on the ends, because then you can just, instead of me we've got half width disconnect, so this switch right here is for the left, this switch is for the right. So I can shut half the planter off at a time. Or on the ends, I just usually flip them both down and then raise the planter. And then when I lower the planter back down, I flip them right on and I get to where it needs to be. So a little automation would be nice there too, but it all comes with money and time. Next planter we have will have it though. But we do have GPS in this tractor, but we planted 400 and some acres without it already. And the thing is, we called our dealer to come fix it, and they did. They came out and they said that, well, just like everything, because of COVID, the steering sensor, I think it's a steering sensor or steering valve, is back ordered. Don't know when it's going to be in. So we're waiting on that. Another thing I was going to say was it's supposed to be, there's a freeze warning tonight. So I don't know, after midnight they said there's a freeze warning. So it's supposed to get really cold, and a lot of people probably think we're crazy for planting. Well, I kind of wonder too, but we got all our beans planted already last week, and well, the first part of this week we finished them up. Like, no, all last week it was. But everybody's planting, and we're planting no-till, but the ground is so good and so mellow, and it's dry. It's pretty dry, so we are just planting, and hopefully it warms up. I know next week the lows are supposed to be in the 50s and 60s instead of the 20s and 30s, so that's promising. And another thing, we last year we started no-till, and we always went like 5 miles an hour on our planting with conventional, maybe even 5.3, a lot faster than 4. But last year, after our corn was up, had a guy come out and look at everything, and he said we went too fast planting. And I think we went like 4.5 to 5 last year, and he said we got to keep it under 4 miles an hour for no-till. So we're going 4 miles an hour. It's taken a long time. It's a big difference, an extra mile or 1.3 mile an hour when you're only going 4. It's like 25% faster at least. So it gets a little boring going that slow, but I like planting corn. It's probably my favorite thing to do when things are working right. There's been times where I hated planting corn, but on the whole, I'd say it's one of my favorite things to do. Okay, so since we don't have that #1 seed sensor working, I've been checking like every 5 acres, making sure that there's seed in that row, because if something happens and that row, something happens and that row plugs up, or something happens to the chain or something, I wouldn't have any idea about it until, well, probably until the corn came up, unless I saw there was a problem. Anyhow, I'm gonna get out and check that row, and I'm gonna dig behind it and make sure that there's some kernels of corn there, and I'll show you guys what I'm looking for. Okay, so the row units are numbered from left to right. This right here is #1. We're way on the end. So if we dig down here behind, right behind the row unit, I'll get my knife out so I can dig. We should be able to find a seed. Should be a seed every 14 inches on the twins. I don't, well, we haven't gone quite 14 yet. I don't think I've missed it. That would not be good if it wasn't planting. Huh. I don't know. Maybe it's right here. Oh, there it is. Right there. See the little pink seed? Right in the end of my knife. So it's planting. That's good. Check the fertilizer while we're out here. We've got about 60 gallons in each tank, so we got 120 gallons of 28. And starter, we've got about 300 gallon tanks, so probably 140. So 140, and actually pretty close to 140. No, that one wouldn't be. It'd be about 70. Yeah, about 140 on each of them. So one of them's too heavy or too light. We'll figure that out. 22 acres. That's 7.27. We could raise that up a little bit. We're gonna wait till we get the tank empty to make sure, because I could be off a little bit on judging how much is actually in there. So we're just gonna plant until that's empty, and then if we gotta adjust, we will. Well, that's good. Nothing's messed up too bad. Okay, so we are out of seed. So we're gonna go put seed in, and I'm not sure about fertilizer yet. We'll see how much is in there, but we're changing varieties on seed, so I wanted to run out before we put a different seed in. The first seed we planted is 105-day BMR, and now we're going, and that was dairyland seeds, and now we're going to go to a 97-day mycogen, which is now Brevant seeds. They got changed their name to Brevant. Actually, I think they're both dairyland and Brevant and Pioneer, and all those are owned by one big company. I don't remember the name of it, but it's all like one big monopoly, and just different names underneath it. So anyhow, I'm gonna back up to the truck and get some seed on here. Got a big hopper in the back, dump it in. It all goes in one spot. I'll show you how that's done. So the corn all goes in this hopper right here. Oh, it's stuck. Maybe it's frozen. Holy cow. There it went. A lot of seed talk flying around. Yep, it is empty. That's why it was beeping. Actually, we're low enough on fertilizer, we might as well just fill up with everything. So I'm gonna go get my hat and a coat, and you guys might as well too, because it's cold out here. So we got the starter, the 28 in, put 17 bags of seed in, and blew a hose, putting the fertilizer in. So it was kind of spraying. It was a small hole when I turned the hose, so it was spraying out in the field. It wasn't that much, but we need to fix that tomorrow. Probably get a new hose for it. And then I figured out all of our rates. They're all pretty good. We turned the starter up a little bit. The one thing I forgot to do was check the seed size on the new seed that we just put in. So let's go out and do that. We might have to adjust all the meters for that new seed. See what it says on it. So these bags are rounds, and they are really light. I think they're only like 30. They are actually they're 45 pounds. I thought it said 30. If you look on here, it says 45 pounds and they're round. Right down here. So we need to look on the meters, see where that's at. So there's like a gauge right here. This one's half wore off. That one's half wore off. What's going on here? Here's one. Round. 55 to 65. I think it's going to be on setting 4. Let's look at this one. Round. Between 3 and 4 they need to be. So right now they're actually turned. It's hard to hold the light. They're kind of turned to the left. Those got to be turned to the right. So let's do that. It's just these little pins right here. That's about where they got to be. So we got to change all of them that are planting. So there's 18 of them. I'm gonna go along and do that. Okay, I think we're ready to go plant.